Here's my quick review of round 8 from the Tata Steel Tournament. First up, Aronian against Giri. Well, Levon Aronian had a terrible day yesterday, losing badly against Carlsen. Today he hit back. Here, in this position, he played a novelty. Incredibly, this move, knight a3, has never been seen before. Queen c2 is the usual move here in this closed Catalan position. Knight a3 novelty, and well, this was enough to throw Anish Giri. Aronian said that he found this move about a year ago. He also said it's not a great move, but there is some logic to it. But it's completely through Anish Giri. And in this position, let's just bounce forward a couple of moves. Here, Aronian sacrificed the exchange and got fantastic compensation in the form of two bishops and put the game away beautifully. Okay, moving on to Richard Rapport against Magnus Carlsen. Incredible game. Around about here, Carlsen with the black pieces. Things are roughly level, but his problem is he wanted desperately to play for a win after disappointingly drawing against Giri yesterday, missing that mate. Here he could exchange rooks, everything's fine. Position should be roughly level. Instead, he played this very risky move, and now this pawn rather blocks the bishop, and Rapport went on to win convincingly. Carlsen collapsed very badly. That's going to be my game of the day, so look out for the details in that clip. Moving on, Krishna against Wei Yi. Neither player landed a glove on the other, and this position was, well, they agreed to draw here. No one wanted to fight too hard today. Adiban against Andreikin. Well, Adiban is just on a roll at the moment, and he destroyed Andreikin in this position, which arose out of a kind of close Sicilian. Here, Andreikin probably thought that this sacrifice was unsound, because in this position, of course, the rook can't be taken because of knight f6 check, but instead black plays rook takes knight, and in this position black turns the tables because there's a check, and then the queen comes back to g7. But instead of that, Adiban played the moves the other way around. He took with the rook first, and he took with the rook again. And now the point is, if bishop takes, then knight takes, covers the d4 square, so there's no longer a saving check. Mate is threatened here, and in this position white is completely winning. So after this, well, Andreikin had to play queen d4 check, but the rook came back, and Adiban had a winning position which he duly converted very well. Great victory for him. That's 3 in a row. Ulyanov against Wojciech, incredibly complicated game. You can see here Ulyanov has 3 connected pass pawns on the queen side. He's the exchange down. White's king a little bit insecure, potentially. Wojciech has just played the rook to d8, pinning. This is the last move for the time control. Move 40. Ulyanov was a bit short of time. If he'd simply sidestepped with his queen, avoiding trouble, then and blockading that f-pawn, then this must be a winning position. He played the very tempting b6. Now, it looks as though this should be winning, but Wojciech found an excellent way to draw. First of all, he gave up this pawn. Then he gave up his second pawn. Now the point of this is that it opens up this diagonal towards the king, and that gives black just enough to save the draw. Here there's a check. Ulyanov interposed, but now this is a draw by Perpetual. I'm afraid that was that. So a draw. Ulyanov sadly missed a win there, but good save from Wojciech. Okay, moving on. Karjakin against Wesley So. They agreed to draw after 22 moves and looked like neither player was interested in playing for a win. I would play on here with black, 2 bishops, but Wesley is keeping it solid at the moment, but that does maintain his lead. And the final game, Luke van Veli against Jan Nepomniachtchi. Luke should have won, but it finally ended. This long endgame finally ended up in a draw, but yeah, Luke had a chance to win it. So there we go. After 8 rounds, Wesley So still in the lead with 5.5 out of 8. And then Elyanov and Wei Yi on 5. And then a bunch on 4.5. Carlsen, Karjakin, Aronian and Adiban. At the bottom of the tournament, Van Veli on 1.5. Nepomniachtchi and Rapport on 3. 5 rounds still to play. Wesley So plays Aronian with white in round 9. Wei Yi plays Adiban. And Draken plays Elyanov. And Carlsen, can he bounce back? He will have white against Van Veli in round 9.